The number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Welcome to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Patrick Cristiano, your host, the publisher of TheaterLife.com, a website for theater buffs covering all things theater. And I'm coming to you from the LTV studio in Wainscott, where I really have a special guest, Shirley Ruch, the founder of the South Fork Bakery, which is a very interesting organization that empowers autistic people. Did I do that right?
That's great.
Now, you founded the South Fork Bakery, Shirley, 2016, four
That's
years
correct.
ago?
Actually 5. We finished our 5th
5
year.
years now.
Yeah.
And you're a speech pathologist.
That's correct.
You make me uncomfortable speaking. It's my syllabin S, because I have a syllabin S, and the whole time here I'm thinking, is it going to show up? But Shirley, thank you so much for coming. I want to talk about your 501c, the South Fork Bakery. It's just a dynamite. I ran into you at the East Hampton Farmers Market in the Rudesham parking lot.
That's correct.
A few weeks ago, and I discovered that you had this incredible mission that
Yes.
you brought to fruition.
Yeah, I did.
So tell us, how did that happen?
Well, as a speech and language pathologist, I've worked with the autistic population and special needs population for over 30 years, and I also work with the families, the whole family, because I did some family coaching with the parents and siblings. And so as I followed them into adulthood and they graduated from high school at 21, there were just not any opportunities for employment out here. So I got together with some parents and we said, let's start something. I love to bake as a, just not a commercial baker, and I don't have commercial baking training, but I had used cooking and baking in my therapy practice. It's wonderful for following directions, for working cooperatively with somebody in creating something. So it just seemed natural to turn that into employment.
I would never have thought that baking would work into speech therapy.
Yeah,
That's very interesting.
It's really great.
Yeah, it seems like a very interesting mix to come together like that.
Yeah.
So you started with 6 employees, is that correct?
I did, and most of them were my previous clients.
Really?
And we started out at the Hayground School, and we baked after school hours from like 4:30 to 8:30. And we did that for 1 year because those are pretty grueling hours. And we were limited really as far as growth there because we could only have those hours because they use their kitchen there as part of their curriculum.
But you have a new location now at
Yes,
Scoville Hall, is
that's
that right?
correct, in Amagansett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we have a little video. I forget which one we have, but it kind of
Okay.
tells your story, and I want to show it for our guests so you can see the evolution a little bit of Shirley's South Fork Bakery. Can we have that video?
Hi, my name is Shirley Ruch, and I have worked with adults with special needs for over 30 years. In 2016, I started a bakery called South Fork Bakery to provide employment for adults with disabilities. It's definitely changed their lives and empowered them in a way that I didn't even think was possible.
I feel proud working here.
I extremely love it.
South Fork Bakery is the only bakery on the east end of Long Island with a mission to employ adults with disabilities. But we need your help. We are a nonprofit. Consider selling our cookies. Make a donation or volunteer to help South Fork Bakery continue to provide meaning and purpose in the lives of people with disabilities. Thank you.
It's lovely, Shirley. It makes my heart warm to watch that video, to see how much pleasure everyone's getting out of everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take great pride in their work. And it's wonderful for them to go out in the community and see the products on the shelves in the grocery stores and delis and the community, the stores in the community that support us. So
And you go to all the farmers markets? How many, do you have a
We are in
repertoire group?
four farmers markets. We're in Springs and East Hampton, and we're also in Sag Harbor and Southampton.
And how many days a week does it take up of your time?
Well,
I don't mean I mean actually going to the market. I don't mean the preparation.
the markets on East Hampton market's on Friday, and then we have 2 markets on Saturday, and then Southampton is on Sunday. So.
And do you always do well at those markets?
Yeah, and we do pretty well, particularly this past year during COVID. A lot of people, they felt comfortable coming to the markets because it was outdoors. And so they really kept us through the COVID experience.
But you also sell your goods through like Bay Street Theater could have their stuff in the lobby if
That's
they wanted
correct.
to, correct? Or
That's correct.
any organization that's doing any kind of function. The
Yes.
Guildhall could
Yep.
have them in the lobby too. So everybody, get on board and get the South Fork Bakery in your venue. So now, when you go to the markets, do you do them yourself, or do you have a staff that does them? How does that?
I do have a staff that works them. I'm responsible for one market, so I do this year the East Hampton market, and then I have a young man who just started in this past year who's taken over the Springs market, and I have 2 young adults who work at the Southampton one. It's quite long. It goes from 9 to 3, so
Wow.
they split it, and they each do 3 hours of the market.
Now, can you find all this stuff on your website, the
Yes.
schedule of the markets? So to tell the audience what your website is. It's the southforkbakery.org?
It is
Very
southforkbakery.org. Pretty simple.
Right to the point. And if you go to the website, you can find out all the locations that they're going to be. Can you order stuff through your website too?
Absolutely. We have an online store, and we do wonderful gift baskets. We do gift baskets throughout the whole year, but at the holiday season, we do beautiful Christmas and Hanukkah and Thanksgiving baskets.
And do they have pictures of what they can get, or do you?
Yes, they do.
So all that's on the website too?
It is.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
you've got a wealth of information there. That's tremendous. Now, you also created this new gift bag.
Yes.
That is, tell us about it, because
Well,
I'm in the
this
dark.
is something we're launching for this summer. It's called our Summer Local Beach Bag, and in it we have a lot of snacks to take to the beach. And they're all made by local producers, all on Long Island, some of them at the Calverton Incubator Kitchen in Calverton, and some here locally. So we have Greenport Jerky. We have another company that has a mission similar to ours that does granola bars.
Oh, wow.
And they employ adults with disabilities as well. And they're up in Port Washington. We're going to have some of our goodies, our bars and our cookies will be in here. This is a company that we're working with currently in a new initiative. This is a company called Chuma, which are protein bites.
Protein bites.
They're like little crackers, but
Uh-huh.
they have spices and cheeses and protein in them, and they're delicious. So yeah, we're going to have some water. And some Hal's potato chips for the.
Oh, wow. Everybody has to have one of those, right?
But yeah, we wanted to support the local producers and businesses, but we also wanted to promote something that that people can take and carry around and promote our business at the same time. So
Well, that'll do
yeah.
it, I think. And
Yeah.
You've got so many little special treats in there, too, that are
yeah, we'll be
interesting
selling
to have.
those at our farmers markets, and we'll also have it online.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Thank you.
So what, because you needed to help all these people, and you were in this. How has it changed since you started doing it? What's happened? How's it morphed and grown? And how has the awareness of what you're doing come to you? Is it happening?
Yeah, it is happening, and our number of stores have grown, and certainly
Stores that you're being handled.
the stores that the wholesale companies that we work with has grown, but COVID has set us back for sure. We lost about 40% of our stores during COVID, just because many of them
They weren't open.
They weren't open, or they had a window that just took takeout only, and they really weren't taking products. Ours is a grab-and-go product on the counter, and so, but as I said before, the farmers markets really kept us going during COVID. But we're getting some of those stores back now because things are reopening, and we're looking to move into some other locations on the island, like Patchogue and Port Jefferson and Huntington. So this year we hired a sales and marketing person who
good.
is going around to some of the other locales on Long Island.
Does he actually do it in person, go knock on doors?
Well, he's starting to, yes. It's been a lot of Zoom calls and meetings and things like that, but he's starting to go in person now. Things are open, and we're looking forward to increasing our productivity and our sales. So,
and you, even though you've got this big organization that's kind of taking up all your time away from your speech pathology, you still do that though, and you still keep an office in Sag Harbor?
I do. I have a private practice in Sag Harbor, and I work with some of the private schools, Ross School and Hayground School, seeing clients there. So
that's real. That's nice to know that you can still do all of these things at the same time and keep your sanity.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm trying.
No, you're doing very good, and you've recently started a new program.
Yes.
Where you're trying to reach out to the community to help employ handicap, autism. How do you refer to the
we use special needs or adults with disabilities. That's the common term I think that people are familiar with, either one of those. And it really encompasses a broad range of disabilities. Autism is one of them. It can be...
You and I were talking earlier about autism because it's something
Yes.
that I'm not real familiar with, and I thought, why don't we just have a little bit of that conversation
Okay.
for our guests, because autism is just a learning inability. Is that what it is?
Well,
something about the frontal lobe. You explained
Well,
to
it
me.
involves a lot of social communication issues. That's one of the I think, characteristic that is common for most of them, that there's some communication issues. There also are other underlying conditions that go along with autism, like executive functioning disabilities, and that's what we were talking about with the frontal lobe. You know, the planning, organizing, problem solving can be challenging for people on the autism spectrum.
But when they're supported and loved, they actually get better, correct?
Well, absolutely, they can be very productive,
Yes.
and focusing on their strengths as opposed to their challenges.
So that's what you do. You actually
Yes.
you actually go in and you see where they're at, each individual, and you focus on their strengths.
That's
and you give them
absolutely right.
loving support so they feel good about themselves.
Absolutely. And when a new employee comes into South Fork Bakery, they get an opportunity to go around and try different jobs, and I get an opportunity to see where their strengths are, and that's where we try to promote them and start them there. And then we like to actually challenge them when they're there as well, to try some new things. And
By challenge, you mean just get out of their comfort zone? Is that
yeah,
what
get out of their comfort zone a little bit, and if there's something, there's one skill that's really easy for them, but to try to get them to try some other jobs at the bakery as well. And most are pretty willing to do that with the support and guidance. So
how do you reach out to the community to get them to employ people with handicaps? What's the approach?
Well, I just happened upon one of the companies that we're now working with for the South Fork Bakery launch, is what we call it, because we're launching some employees out into the community. I've joined the Long Island Food Council, and this company happened to be a part of the Long Island Food Council, and we were on a Zoom call together, and she was looking for some work, and I'm thinking, this is perfect. This is like a lateral move, another food company for my employees to be able to, you know, try their hand at a new employer, and, you know, more into the community and trying different skill sets with somebody new. And we've been working with them, the Chuma company, now for 6 weeks. Actually, just a month.
Chuma is the name of the company?
Chuma is the name of the company.
And what do they do?
And they make these protein bites that I showed you before. These. So my guys are now working for her and creating these delicious
Do they actually work
bites.
in making them or
They're
packaging?
making them. They make them and package
Do
them.
they have a kitchen too?
They work at the Calverton kitchen in Calverton.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah. So I have 2 employees that have sort of initiated this launch program, and so far the first month has gone very well. We, South Fork Bakery, are providing the job coaching and supervision to help them be successful at their new job. And then we will eventually fade those supports, and they will be independent in the new job.
Well, that's very exciting to think that people that couldn't normally have been independent, really, could they?
Right, right.
It takes a village, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
And we're looking forward to doing that with other people who join a South Fork Bakery in the future. We're really going to try and focus more on that training component, so that we can, they don't have to stay working at South Fork Bakery. If they want to, they could, but it could increase their hours, or they could start to work for somebody else more than us. So
we also, let's look at some of the pictures.
Okay,
we have
great.
some pictures of your staff working, baking the things, and you tell us each one of the pictures, what's happening,
Okay.
what's it about, okay?
That's actually my daughter's wedding. We do favors for weddings. Our single packs are great, like favors to give away at the end for people to take with them.
So you left at your daughter's wedding. You had all these.
We had a big table, and we had all those cookies.
And where was it?
there. Pardon me. It was on Rams Head.
Oh.
Rams Head Inn on Shelter Island.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was
that's
beautiful.
that's a beautiful, beautiful place. It
Yeah,
is.
it was. It was a beautiful wedding.
Let's go on. Let's go through the pictures a little bit. So this is some of your.
This is our first year at Hayground School, and that's some of my first employees. And you'll see Jessica is our baker. Jessica Tacone is the one in the green shirt. She's been with us all 5 years, and she's wonderful with my employees, and she's helped develop the recipes. That's one of our new employees this year, and who's actually going to be leaving us.
Is this at the Hayground School too?
No, this is at Scoville Hall.
Oh, so this is
now.
your new location.
That's our location in Amagansett. And she's rolling the dough. We measure and roll. We roll and measure all of our cookies so that they're, all equal in size. And that's me working in the kitchen with one of the employees doing our coconut almond macaroons, which are delicious, and which the Hampton Coffee Company carries those in their dessert bar.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's the room, our packing room, where we do most of the rolling of the dough and the packing of the cookies in individual bags. And we seal them, each of them, they're heat sealed, and the ingredient labels are put on them in the packing room. That's Robert. Robert wanted to be a baker since he was 4 years old.
He looks like he loves what he's
He
doing.
loves baking.
He really does. But I interrupted you. He wanted to be a baker.
But since he was 4 years old, he wanted to be a baker. And he went to the BOCES culinary program and completed that, and then came to work for me.
Oh, wow. So he got started before you even got your organization going?
No. He started the very first year.
Okay.
He went to the culinary program. And
after?
Through college. No, through high school.
Okay.
They offered it through high school. And then when he graduated at 21, he came right away and worked for me the first year. And he's been with me ever since. Yep, they once again, just putting the cookies on the trays. It's all hand, everything's individually done. And that's our wonderful kitchen space at Scoville Hall. It's a lovely commercial kitchen. You see a lot of our ingredients and things getting weighed, our chocolate chunky bars on the left, which is one of our best sellers.
So how did you get Scoville Hall? How did that happen? How did that come about?
Yeah, I can't even remember. I'm trying to think. Somebody told me about it, and it was just a new kitchen at the time. There had been a fire in that building 5 years ago, and they rebuilt it and put a commercial kitchen in. And we went to see it, and the church was very happy about having us there, and they have been extremely supportive. The church gives us the packing room every month. We don't get charged for that. It's part of their donation to South Fork Bakery, which we're extremely grateful for.
That's really
so it's the
lovely.
Presbyterian Church in Amagansett. They own the building.
That is really lovely.
Yeah.
So love really is your secret ingredient, isn't it?
It really is. From my employees and all of us.
So we're going. Our time is going. We've kind of covered everything. What else would you like to talk about? That we've got more time and we've covered everything I wanted to kind of hit on.
Well, I know I mentioned before we're having our first picnic, so
Oh,
we haven't
I
been able
forgot
to
the
get
picnic.
together
Yes,
for
yes.
like a year and a half because of COVID. Creating the socialization.
When is the picnic going to be?
It's next Tuesday.
This coming Tuesday.
Yeah,
Is it can public go or just for
not this Tuesday, but the following one, so the 22nd.
the 22nd? But is it
Yes.
for the public or just for your
It's
employees?
just for our employees. We typically get together at least 4 times
Will they bring
a year.
their families though? And
They
stuff
bring
like-
their families, their siblings, and all past employees are invited to come. It's really a South Fork Bakery community picnic.
And where will you do it?
We'll do it at Scoville Hall.
Oh.
We're gonna bring in food this time around just because of COVID and issues with that. We usually would do a potluck, and we've had it at my house a couple years. We've had it at the clubhouse where we meet and we'll have pizza and snacks and we'll bowl together. And so yeah, we love getting together as a community, and it's a part of South Fork Bakery and the whole socialization that we provide our employees and their families who feel very isolated and sometimes very disenfranchised from the community.
Oh, it's so heartwarming what you do. You really reach far and wide, don't you? It's not just.
It is. Yeah,
a-
people say, well, how many people do you employ? And I'll say 15 to 20, but it impacts many more people than that. It's all their siblings, all their family members. It impacts the community and the way the community sees them and sees them as capable. I think they see them as South Fork employees, and they see that, wow, they can work and they can contribute, and they get paychecks just like everybody else, and they contribute to the taxes in the communities, and they take their paychecks and pay for all the goodies they buy at the movie theaters and delis and pizza shops. So, yeah.
It just takes a little empathy and compassion, right? And
That's
just
absolutely
a little
right.
time to smell the roses and see what's happening, really, huh?
Yeah, that's very true.
So it's a wonderful. I'm just so. Don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. I'm so touched and moved by the love and kindness that you bring to this whole thing. It's very inspiring.
Well, thank
It
you.
really
Thank
is.
you. I just want to say that we are a nonprofit, and we love the support from the community. And if you like what we do, check out our website, and go and you can donate there. You can buy our products. You can support the businesses who sell our products.
And you're registered 501.
Yes.
3C, is that what
That's
it's called?
correct. Yep.
Yeah, so support the South Fork Bakery if you can. The stuff is really good.
Thank you.
Shirley, thank you so much for coming. It's my pleasure to let the community know about what you're doing, and it's really exciting to know that you're out there.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, for Shirley.